This moped-style electric bike has a claimed top speed of 32 miles an hour, 30 peak power output, 1500 watts, and they say we can do 65 miles of range and a payload capacity of 450 pounds. MSRP is $1,099 in the link below this video. It's called the Hovsco HovGTRS, and today we're gonna review it. And here's what it looks like when you get out of the box. A little bit of assembly here, including adding our own seat, which does look pretty comfortable. And first observations here, this bike appears to be relatively small. The wheels are spokeless, single piece construction. Don't gotta worry about broken spokes. It does have hydraulic brakes, core ride, and a 180 millimeter rotor on rear. Tires are Chow Yang fat tires, 20x4. So relatively short wheels, brings the whole bike lower to the ground. Have a knobby tread pattern. A little bit of tread depth on those. Also have a 180 millimeter rotor up front, dual crown fork up front with suspension, and we also get suspension around back with a basic HLT 100 shock. No adjustments on that, and no adjustments on the front suspension either. So let's check out the powertrain, starting with the battery. Hovsco HovGTRS. Of course, the battery pops off with a key, and pretty much all e-bikes are made up of three things for the powertrain. You have your motor, which is back there, I'll show you in a minute, your battery, and your controller, which on this one, the controller is in the battery tray. And the geared hub motor is on the back, built into the wheel. There's all the numbers on it. They say it's rated for 1500 watts peak power. And as we know, the power that is actually sent to the motor is dependent on how much power the controller can pull from the battery and send there. And then ultimately the motor is rated to accept a certain amount of power. So let's take a look at the battery. So the numbers down here show it is a 48 volt battery rated for 720 watt hours battery. It's a 15 amp hour battery pack. Well, we were doing pretty good on cleanup until Zephyr decided to join us. Yo, Zephyr, stop. Zephyr, what you doing, bro? What you doing? What you doing? Bro is about to pull this whole bike over. So up top we have round rubber grips with core ride brakes, controls and throttle on the left, display front and center, and a 7-speed Shimano shifter. We've got open dropouts on the front axle. It's got a headlight, goes on front along with the plastic fender. There's definitely a little assembly on this one. Here's some more stuff we have to put on, including the kickstand, the derailleur guard, spare parts, and the pedals. Charger is a 3 amp charger, 15 amp hour battery pack, 5 hours to charge from empty to full on the battery. And I've never had a bike like this where we actually bolt that part on. Interesting. And now we can throw the seat on. So let's go and throw the battery on there. We'll fire it up in just a second. But real quick, I just want to show you the size. I'm 6'5", swinging a leg over this bike. Appears to be on the smaller side of bikes, so this will probably be suited for a shorter rider. Might need to break in that rear shock. You can tell there's a little bit of travel to it. Front suspension, feeling like a budget bike. Here's what my pedal stroke would look like if I actually pedal this bike, which will not be happening. Well, I mean, we'll try it out. Little buddy man wants to go outside very soon, buddy. So let's go ahead and power this thing on. This is the same Hovsco display we've seen before. You all right, bro? Any flickering you see on this screen is only due to the camera. It does not flicker to your actual eyes, but we get a battery readout there, 5 bars, pedal assist. You can adjust that right here. Oh, double clicking it too quick turns on the turn signals. So just hitting that button real quick, turn on the right signal, which are self-canceling after a few seconds, but just press on those buttons slowly and get up to 5. So trip, odometer, and Hovsco does have an app. It is optional. I might need to do that to unlock the top speed. Headlight, hold that button to turn on the headlight. Up front, here's what the headlight is looking like, which also activates the rear light. So let me show you the other side. Don't get run over. So on the rear, we get 7 Shimano gears and a basic Shimano derailleur. And to put your derailleur guard on, you need to loosen that up. So I'm not even gonna mess with it, bro. So looking like a pretty clean, small bike. On the back here, there's actually some mounting points. So I think you know what time it is. All right, dudes, let's check out the Hovsco HovGTRS for a rip. and see how this bike performs. So of course we're gonna check our official range on the battery, which we did top off. We're chilling on a full charge, and we might need to unlock the top speed. We'll see about that. So first observations on this bike is it is relatively small, more lightweight than a typical moped style e-bike, and somewhat beginner friendly. On pedal assist 1, it'll just kind of give us like a fraction of the bike's power. So holding down the throttle on pedal assist 1, it'll bring us up to 8 miles an hour, and the cadence sensor will do the same for the pedal assist. Let's try pedal assist 2. So that'll just kind of bring it up gently here to about 12, whether you pedal or throttle it. And we're gonna try the 20% grade. But to get maximum power, you need to cycle up to pedal assist 5. Don't press that button too quick because it'll put on your blinker. Let's turn that off. So 200-pound rider, 20% grade, full throttle, ready to go. Oh yeah, that gives us pretty good pep, and it's pulling us up to 20% grade, no pedaling. I weigh 200 pounds, so plenty of torque for you. And let's dial it to pedal assist 3 now, kind of middle of the road here. Check out the gears and pedal assist levels. Got a Cybertruck rolling through the neighborhood. And we're gonna run a little bit of a different route today, change things up, see some new scenery. So on gear number 5 here, you know, I can tell right away, this is really not a bike for a tall individual. At 6'5", my knees are coming up to the handlebars. So this is a throttle only motorcycling kind of day as far as I'm concerned, but it'll take you about 13 miles an hour on pedal assist 3 out of the box. And while holding down that throttle, let's just go ahead and bump it on up to 4. Gives you a bit more power. There is a power meter on there, and I should say any sort of flickering that you see on this screen is only due to my GoPro refresh rate of 60 hertz. That does not flicker to your eyes at all, and I can see it just fine through my polarized shades out here in the sun, so that's cool. Pretty basic display, but you know, it gets the job done pretty well. And pedal assist 4 takes you about 16 before we unlock it, and let's try pedal assist 5 now, see what that'll do out of the box. Now they do have an app that you can get into, but on throttle, it looks like it's limiting us to right around 21, 20. I can feel the motor cut power. Let's see if we start pedaling though on pedal assist 5 here. So it's a cadence sensor. It doesn't matter how hard you press on the pedals, as long as you're rotating them, it'll give you power. I believe that's how it is. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. It just cuts you off at 20 before we unlock it. So let's unlock it. So obviously it should go without saying, you know, if you unlock it, unleash those higher speeds, well, 2 things. Check the laws in your area if you care about that thing, bro. I'm not your mom. And 2, you're gonna drain through that battery a lot quicker, because obviously it takes a lot more wattage, more power to maintain those higher speeds over 20. And also I weigh 200 pounds. So we'll see where the range is here in a little bit. We're gonna get out and whip around in these, what do you call it, mountains, hills. So this is not the first time I've used the Hovsco app. It's already on my phone. Can I remember my login? Probably not. Then you go on over to e-bike classes and you just unlock class 3, agree. Yeah, we'll count down. Yes, we agree. And now we are class 3, so we can go faster and drain our battery faster. So now on flat ground with the 200-pound rider, let's see what it'll do. On pedal assist 5, go. 10. 20, no pedaling at all. And now we can go beyond 20 with throttle. And that'll bring us up to, let's see, this is flat ground with the 200-pound rider. If you weigh less, you can go faster, bringing us up to 29. And GPS is showing 27. So right at the 28 mark with a 200-pound rider on flat ground. Now they told me to get a top speed run on a downhill. So let's do that. So let's see what the absolute max speed of this bike would be with a tailwind, a little bit of downhill coming up here. Ooh, a little speed bump. We do have suspension. It's a bit on the firm side. And now about to hit the downhill, doing 28, 29, 30 on the onboard. And it'll basically, the motor is kind of just cutting power once we get to right past 28 miles an hour. So I believe the website says max speed is 32 miles an hour. I mean, I guess technically if you're going downhill and like you're pedaling, you could hit 32, but not with the assistance of the motor. You're gonna have to do some work on your own. But that's why you watch this channel and don't just listen to what the websites say. Now, one thing about this bike is, you know, it does feel like a lot more light and nimble compared to a lot of the moped style bikes I review. It's just kind of like on the small side. It's got a little bit smaller battery, which has, you know, pros and cons. One of the pros is when you actually pedal this thing, it's going to make a meaningful difference because, you know, it's not excessively heavy, so you can actually pedal it and kind of get it moving. You know, if your legs are shorter, that's going to be a little more ideal. So we're just going to try riding this in this sand here. This is a little mini beach of the neighborhood to see how we do. So it's actually powering through this. So we got the 4-inch wide knobby treads. Better than I was expecting, to tell you the truth. Oh yeah, so that front end, man, like it's fairly on the light end. You can just kind of pull up on those handlebars and it'll pop up on you with a little bit of torque there. Yeah. So I mean, compared to like, you know, the Motor Goat or something, this thing is a lot more of a, oh yeah, electric bicycle than an electric motorcycle. Although, I mean, obviously we're just kind of motorcycling through here. So that's not good for range, but it does prove that this bike do have torque, and it's got those knobby 4-inch wide tires and no spokes on the wheel, so you don't got to worry about broken spokes. That's cool, low maintenance. It's a lovely day in the neighborhood. I think we might have security coming to yell at us. We'll check it out. I don't know. Oh yeah, this is definitely security. They're waving. Let's go say hi to them. Okay, all right, I'm headed out. Security doing their job around here, kicking us out. So that security guard person totally just rode up in here. I don't know, like, is this? Oh, let's see, she's chilling right here. I always ride back here, so I never saw e-bike signs before.
Yeah, no, we don't allow e-bikes in our parks.
Okay, right on.
You're an adult, so you understand, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Teenagers don't.
Yeah,
and they're the biggest problem. You know, they're vandalizing and cost probably about $100,000 worth of damages.
You guys need to stop throwing rocks and stuff on Bluff Creek. Who's doing that, and stop vandalizing, because the surron's out here. That dog is about to do some vandalizing. The surrons, you guys gotta stop tearing up the landscaping and stuff, bros. All right, we'll cross the street over here into the hood. So let's go and give this thing a brake test from about 20 miles an hour, pulling up to where my camera location is here. And oh yeah, the brakes are solid on this thing, man. These are hydraulics on 180 millimeter rotors, and the bike really isn't too heavy. So the short wheel is the lightweight, really leads to like a feeling of nimbleness, and the brakes are real effective. Yeah, solid brakes, bro. Let's see, we're sitting at 4.44 miles exactly, and we're on 4 bars on throttle only. We're gonna whip around. I think I know where a pretty good hill is. We can try this on, like a long gradual one, and then we'll see where our final range ends up. Hey, there goes Amazon delivery, if you're wondering where your Amazon stuff comes from. And here's like a little chop shop here, man. There's a couple bikes out there right now. Check out this building, man. That is a beautiful piece of art there, man. I like that. We are gonna get ran over out here. There's the hill over there. Let's put a blinker on, why not? Just double tap the plus button there. Merging safely over to the bike lane. And it does have self-canceling signals, which is kind of cool. Look at this dude up here doing work. Good job, sir. Don't drop something on us, please. He is in our lane, though. Stay in your lane, bro. We definitely went too far. Maybe there's an alley over here. Well, let's just give it a go here. We're on gear number 4. Well, pedal assist 5, gear 4, and full throttle. I'm just gonna downshift some gears. I think we're probably gonna need to help it a bit. Well, maybe not. Oh yeah, this is actually getting steeper. This is steeper than the Cali incline by a good amount. It's giving us full power, pulling us about 4 miles an hour, but I mean, this is where the gears kind of come in handy. You know, you have gear 1 just to kind of just help it out just a little, give it some. Oh my goodness, the front wheel came off the ground there. Yeah, this is actually good. This is way steeper than the California incline, actually. This is probably closer to the 20% grade. Wow, sitting on the back of the seat, that front end will come off the ground, and this is pulling some pretty good power, actually. I'm gonna stop helping. I was helping it a bit, but oh, it's an e-bike. That's what the pedals are for, man. You help it, give it some help when it needs it, or when you feel like you should just help it. And that's where we're at on this one. So yeah, that's pretty good climb there. All right, bro, just rolling back into the neighborhood. We're gonna check the final range. I'll share my final thoughts on this. So in general, you know, this kind of feels like you know, electric bike design more for like a shorter, lighter rider that's looking to do a little bit of pedaling to assist the battery, because you know, it does have that 48 volt 15 amp hour battery pack. Now they say you can do significant range. You're gonna have to go a lot slower than we were going today to hit those numbers. We did, well, 8 miles and 43 minutes ride time, average speed 11 miles an hour, and it is showing 3 out of 5 bars remaining. And they say we can do 65 miles of range. Now, yeah, you'd have to be going pretty slow to actually hit that number, but in general, you know, this is like a pretty budget friendly electric bike, moped style electric bike. It's got a pretty cool look to it. The suspension is a bit firm. The seat's cool. I'm cool with the seat. And you know, it's pretty light, nimble, approachable electric bike for a beginner. Somebody looking for something basic. You know, the brakes, they feel safe and secure, good stopping power. Low maintenance kind of bike with those non-spoke single piece construction wheels. You're not gonna have broken spokes. So if you do want to grab one of these, use that link down below the video, buy through that link, use my discount code. That would give you the best price on this e-bike and also help support my reviews on Tail Heavy TV. And of course, I greatly appreciate y'all's support. And at a price of, let's say here, $999, dollar shy of $1,000 on this, man. Pretty solid entry to the world of electric bikes, man. Basic bike, driverless cars, fun little day exploring the neighborhood. Thanks for watching, bros. If you want to buy one, buy one. If you don't, watch this video. I'll catch you over there.